The Panthers' playoff run is over. Our sports team has highlights and reactions from Bank of America Stadium. Plus, capping credit interest, we take a look at the renewed policy push and what this means for your wallet. And nationwide protests continue after 2 shootings involving federal agents. There are calls on change as lawmakers consider policy changes following these incidents. But first, we are taking a live look over Winston-Salem tonight. Tonight is a weather impact day. Meteorologist Michelle Kennedy joins us in studio with the latest. Michelle, I know it's wet out there. Is it going to dry up anytime soon?
Yeah, we are going to see things really dry out very quickly as we go into the next 24 hours. We've got those scattered showers already lifting out, but the winds are going to come up and we have a cooler, drier air mass. Look at these rainfall totals, pretty impressive. More than 1.5 inches in many spots around the central Tri. Folks down to the south and east did miss out quite a bit on the heavier rainfall. We knew that that was likely a scenario for us, and then more than 1 inch in Statesville, did almost 1 inch in Mount Airy regions, and Rick Haynes in Mount Airy reporting almost 1.6 inches there. So doing well. We've got wind speeds for you at 65 degrees in Winston-Salem, 62 in Mount Airy. Yeah, or I should say temperatures. With your wind speeds starting to come in from the north and west, we're going to see those pick up, and your temperatures are still mild right now. We're going to be in the 50s early tomorrow morning, and here comes this cold front. We've got a kind of a reinforcing shot of colder air coming in later in the day as well, and that's what's going to help to drag those temperatures down. With the wind advisory, gusts up to about 50 miles an hour. And that's for the mountains along the ridges. So that includes areas of the mountain passes. So driving might be a little bit difficult there. Some sporadic power outages too. Gusts across the Tri may also come up in the 20-30 mile an hour range as we get you through the afternoon. Could be intense for a little while late afternoon. You're going to want to be bundled up. It's going to be a bit blustery. We're going to have much more for you coming up and talk about the cool down and when we might warm back up. It's coming up.
Michelle, thank you. Now's a good time to download our free app if you haven't done so already. On the app, you will have access to our interactive radar, videos from our weather team, as well as the game day forecast. Well, there's a heartbreaking end to the Panthers' playoff run with a loss against the LA Rams. Sports Director John Johnson is at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte with a recap and reactions from the team.
Well, Adrianna, it's a bit of a mixed emotional bag here for this Carolina Panthers football team. It's because you think about where this franchise has come to get to this point, you can only have but pride and joy for the performance they put on this football field on Saturday against arguably the best team in football, those LA Rams. When you think about this Panthers team, the disappointment comes from being so close. With 2:30 left in this football game, they had a chance to win it. The defense just couldn't get a stop when it was needed. But the guys in the locker room to the man said, look, this team has come so far, and this franchise has come so far. The culture has been changed. Derek Brown said it's a new standard of Panthers football moving into the future. That future goes into next season as the season comes to an end against the Rams.
There's such a mix of emotions in the locker room right now of guys who are proud of what we've accomplished and proud of what we've gotten to and sick about the missed opportunity that was right in front of us. And that's going to sting. That's going to sting for a good while. But I ask the guys to keep their heads up and let this fuel you for what we're going into, and to understand how hard it is to work to get into this position where you get this kind of opportunity.
And one other note, we should talk about the performance of Bryce Young. He went toe-to-toe with Matthew Stafford in this football game in arguably his best performance of his career, and Stafford is potentially the league MVP. Bryce Young looks like the quarterback that the Panthers had been hoping for when they drafted him first overall. He looked like the quarterback that's going to be the face of the franchise, and it just so happened that the old face of the franchise and Cam Newton was here to bang the drum. I think that alone says that the times have changed for this franchise, that better things are ahead, and that the Panthers probably let people feel them this time, and they're not done yet. Coming up a little bit later in sports, Chanel Porter will join me. We'll have highlights from this game, and we'll break things down a little bit more. For now, reporting here inside Bank of America Stadium, John Johnson, WXII 12 Sports.
All right, thank you, John, for that report. The Randolph County Sheriff's Office has identified the suspect accused of stealing stolen telecommunications equipment. On January 2nd, authorities in Ramseur stopped a vehicle driven by a person wanted out of Anson County. Deputies say during the stop, they also recovered stolen telecommunications equipment, which they say is estimated to be around $92,300. The Sheriff's Office has identified the suspect as Henry Lowry. Deputies say he was arrested and served his outstanding warrant for felony injuring utility wires fixture. Deputies say this is an ongoing investigation. Elkin police are investigating 2 cases of abuse at a daycare. Details are limited, but police say these incidents happened on December 15th and 22nd at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church Daycare on Business Highway 268. So far, no charges have been filed, but police say they are looking into a suspect. We have reached out to authorities for additional information and are waiting to hear back. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Board of Education will come together for its first meeting of 2026 on Tuesday. WXII 12's Kelly Kendall is in studio with the budget and other big items on the agenda as a pivotal primary race looms.
It's a new year with a new superintendent for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, but on Tuesday, the Board of Education will have to tackle several items from 2025. During the Policy Committee meeting, a safeguard on the district's finances will get another step closer to becoming a reality. The Audit Advisory Committee will bring together qualified people outside of the district to review financial reports and make recommendations to the board. On Tuesday, board members will finalize details of the application process for the committee. Then, the full board meeting will start with a repeat leadership election. In December, the board failed to vote among themselves for a 2026 chair and vice chair. Despite several rounds of voting, no nominee received a majority of the vote, with several refraining from voting at all. During the tense process, one member, Sabrina Kuhn, spoke out.
This is not about politics. It shouldn't be. And I'm ashamed that we're doing this.
A dedicated budget update does not appear on the agenda, though we do expect to hear some updates on the district's finances. The board will make changes to its loan with the Child Nutrition Fund. This school year, the district borrowed $2 million from the fund for debt repayment. The new rules say that money is due by June 30th or face a 4% interest rate as required by state law. The first meeting of the new year comes as the race for school board heats up. 6 current members are running for re-election, while 3, Deanna Kaplan, Leah Crowley, and Sabrina Kuhn, are not. You can find our previous coverage of the challenges facing the district and the race for school board by visiting our website, WXII12.com. In studio, I'm Kelly Kendall for WXII 12 News.
Kelly, thank you. Speaking of North Carolina's primary, the county boards of election will begin mailing absentee ballots next week. Those will be mailed out starting on Monday. Now, if you are planning to vote by mail, you have until February 17th to request a ballot. And if you are not registered to vote, you will need to do so by February 6th at 5 p.m. You can also register in person during early voting, which begins on February 12th. Important to note, it ends on February 28th at 3 p.m. Election Day is March 3rd. We're learning new details tonight about what the U.S. military is calling large-scale strikes against ISIS militants in Syria. The U.S. Central Command released this video showing a fighter jet taking off from an undisclosed location and missiles hitting more than 35 targets. In a statement, CENTCOM says these strikes are part of an ongoing commitment to, quote, root out Islamic terrorism against our warfighters, prevent future attacks, and protect American and partner forces in the region. Lawmakers are demanding a series of actions following the killing of Renee Good. She was shot and killed by an ICE agent on Wednesday in Minneapolis. Lawmakers are demanding a full investigation into her death and policy changes over law enforcement raids, the defunding of ICE operations, and the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Now, this comes as nationwide protests continue over Good's death and after a separate shooting involving federal agents in Portland, Oregon. In Winston-Salem, demonstrators marched from 4th Street to Broad, demanding accountability from officials after the death of Renee Good. Protesters say they want to see justice for Good and her family. Up next, a Triad favorite is back, and there's a lot on tap this year. After the break, what fans can expect during this year's Monster Jam.